I know we're past Halloween and I really hope you had a great time, but there's one more Halloween themed movie I want to talk about. Today we're going to be talking about a movie I always thought wasn't real. Why? Because I only saw it once in my life, way back. Like, way back. I actually thought I was crazy and I thought it was a movie I just dreamt about. Turns out it does exist, and I'm pretty sure I know why this movie is in the shadows. So the movie we're talking about is Fun Size from 2012. The poster reminded me of Project X, by the way. Starring Victoria Justice, Thomas Mann, and Jane Levy. Oh, look at that, Thomas from Project X. So the movie is basically about Ren, a teen who just wants to get out of the craziness of her family. On Halloween day, her mom unexpectedly puts her in charge of her brother Albert. So her plans are kind of ruined because she was gonna go to a party, but now her mom was like, well, I'm going to a party too, so you take the kid. Damn, that's bad parenting. While trick-or-treating, Ren loses sight of Albert, who is now dressed in an armless Spider-Man costume. Which was pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie, it was actually pretty funny to see this kid in a Spider-Man costume going crazy. So now her plans are totally ruined because she now has to find her brother, which is essentially the plot of the whole movie. I felt like the Halloween scene from Diary of the Wimpy Kid got mixed with Superbad and, well, this is the result. So overall, I did enjoy this movie. It's actually pretty funny. The team up between Fuzzy and Albert was pretty awkward, but it was funny for me to see a grown-up wanting to hang out with a kid to do shenanigans. But now we come to the heavy part, the reason why this movie is kind of buried. And before I start pointing out everything, I need to say this. I'm not offended by anything this movie shows. I know it's just humor, and as I mentioned before, I laughed and enjoyed some of those moments. It's like watching Superbad or Accepted or Forgetting Sarah Marshall. They just have this explicit adult humor. But it's just that. It's just humor, people. I stopped talking loud because there's someone next door. This was not a good time to record. The reason why I'm going to point out several of things is because this movie is a Nickelodeon property, which really surprised me when I saw the logo at the beginning of the movie. Someone's still next door. I should have recorded at night. Back to what I was saying, I was like, oh, it's kid friendly then. Alright. I was like in the first 2 minutes and there were boob jokes already. In fact, after watching this movie, I did a research and yeah, this movie is actually banned from Nickelodeon. It actually had a PG-13 rating, which feels more like an R rating. I wouldn't be surprised if Dan Schneider was involved, which I don't think so, but it does look like stuff he would do. But yeah, it actually did shock me to see that this is actually a banned movie. And maybe it didn't have to be that way. I think it's more because of it being a Nick movie, and Nick is more, kid oriented. I understand why they buried it. Maybe if they just had Paramount as a studio producer, it would have been airing every Halloween in a random channel. But yeah, I do understand why they banned their own movie. And it's because I mentioned the type of humor this movie has. And here is a list of some of those jokes or moments. By the way, sorry if I lowered my voice, but I don't know who's next door. And I get shy, I get embarrassed, and I just don't want them to hear what I'm doing. So, sorry. We see Ren taking a shower. After that, we see her brother fully naked sitting on the toilet. And I'm actually against that one. I think it was the only thing I didn't find funny. It was just, it was pretty uncomfortable to see. Ren putting on a boobless sweater and asking where they went. A semi-naked dude in the kitchen. A homemade plush has Ren's boobs and her actually saying, "Oh, my boobs." A grown-up man in the Spidey costume claiming he's not doing anything illegal. one of the characters makes a humping movement, they mention PROSTITU, a giant chicken humps a car. There is an explicit boob grab. Oh yeah, baby, I mean, you see how... No. That is totally wrong. Albert is picked up by a cosplayer chick and taken to a grown-up party where everyone is wearing these kind of kinky costumes. Their mom actually goes to like this erotic party due to her depression, midlife crisis. Fuzzy goes totally naked in the streets. And finally, they imply that two characters had sex. I mean, someone was really horny at the moment of writing the script. Ooh man, I think I... And just a reminder again, I'm not offended. I'm not saying cancel Nickelodeon, which is pretty canceled by this day because of Dan and because of other dark stuff that has happened. I had fun with this movie. I laughed. I even got teary. Because in some point of the movie, the mother actually comes to her senses and she actually knows that she's doing something wrong. And that was like a very serious thing to show in a kid's movie. But I do agree why it got banned. As I said, maybe if it were a Paramount or Fox or a Columbia movie, it probably would have been aired every now and then. And actually being labeled as an R-rated movie, because it does feel a lot like an R-rated movie. So in conclusion, I'm not crazy. This movie actually does exist. After asking Google about this movie, I know now it does exist. But Nickelodeon wants you to forget about it. Personally, give it a watch. It's a pretty good Halloween movie. It's funny, it's enjoyable. But remember that this is more of a rated R movie in case you were thinking about watching it with kids. Don't. But that is just my opinion. Those are just my thoughts. Tell me what you girls and guys think about Fun Size in the comments below if you already seen this movie. Give me a like, subscribe to the channel, follow me on Instagram, link is down below. I am Louis. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. Hope everyone is doing okay, and I will see you all next time. Take care.